With the COVID-19 pandemic still at large, everything is at a standstill as days turn into months of uncertainty. Filipinos throughout the country struggle to keep themselves afloat. In these trying times, we are called to come together as one, to thrive amidst the challenges that we face. Malayan College's Laguna is steadfast in its efforts to continue surpassing the limits brought about by the situation, dedicating ourselves anew to provide a safe learning environment that would transform our students into globally competitive professionals, even in the most trying of times. Malayan College's Laguna, lighting the way to surpassing the new normal.
All that is normal may have escaped our grasp, but there is one thing that we have held tightly onto: passion. Passion is what drives us forward beyond the borders of the pandemic. Passion is why we continue to serve you quality education, whether you are in the classroom or at home. Passion is why we are ready and why we are dedicated to helping you to be ready regardless of the circumstances. Our promise of excellence and virtue remains right here. When mentoring becomes life coaching, qualified mentors beyond the four walls of the classroom, nurturing in an online learning environment, Malayan College's Laguna, leading the way to surpassing the new normal.
Good morning, everyone. Let us put ourselves in the holy presence of God and begin this meeting with a reflection that we are all coming together, broken vessels that we are, but together we can work things out and we can work together to make MCL Senior High School, to make better decisions for MCL Senior High School, and to look forward to more improvements for the betterment of our students. May I invite you to reflect on the next video.
All these pieces broken and scattered, in mercy gathered, mended and whole, empty-handed but not forsaken. I've been set free, I've been set free. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Ooh, I once was lost, but now I'm found. raising up the broken to life.
morning, everyone. Good morning to our students, and I think there may be also students who are joining us in this morning's CyberLounge meeting for grade 11 senior high school parents. Good morning to everyone. I hope you are all safe and you are all safely home, and just be with us until the whole of the program, because there are a lot of information that you might be needing in the course of this whole school year. There are also some updates that we're going to give you in as far as how senior high school will be proceeding for the rest of the school year. So just relax. Thank you for joining us, and this meeting will be from now until 12 o'clock. If you have questions, just type it in, and we will find time later to answer those questions. So I will begin this program with a rundown of our agenda for this morning, and I will go straight with the updates for the department. So for the agenda for today, may I see the next slide, please? May I have the next slide, please? For today's agenda, as I have said, I'll be giving you some updates on the department, some minor changes that we have in the department. And we will also be talking about, and this will be presented to us later on, the 6-point agenda for senior high school. Our CGC, our head of the CGC, Ma'am Mabeth, will also be giving us some updates on the homeroom guidance program. And we will find time, as I have said, for an open discussion for your questions to be addressed, and before we finally wrap things up. Okay. So let me begin with the departmental updates. This is something I'm very excited about to share to you. First is, there you go, you are seeing his picture already. An important update is that our senior high school is now headed by a new principal, no less than, who's also concurrently our Assistant Vice President for Academic Services. He is no less than Professor James Ronald O. Messina. Yay! Virtual claps. Good morning, Sir James. You're there already, I know.
Yeah, good morning, Ms. Tony.
Yes, good morning. I think you're very much known to our parents, especially to grade 11, because of the series of CyberLounge and the online meetings that we've been having. You've led them from the beginning, before they even enrolled, until the time of enrollment, and then until the opening of classes. So I'm pretty sure that our parents here and our students are very much familiar with you. So we'll hear more from Sir James later, as he will be discussing our 6-point agenda. Right, Sir James?
Thank you.
Yes. And then another update po is, this one is coming from the Department of Education. Actually, I have two coming from the Department of Education. This is DepEd Order number 31. Sorry. This is DepEd Order number 31. Dear parents, we would like to inform you that the Department of Education released an interim guidelines for assessment and grading in the light of Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan. What does this mean? At the beginning of the school year, yun pong mga homeroom advisors shared to our students how classes will be delivered, how their grades will be computed, the components of their grades, how this will be computed. But you very much know probably na si DepEd po ay, since later po ang start ni DepEd than us, tayo ay mas maaga nakapagsimula noong August 17. So lahat po ito ay nailatag na natin. But along the way, nung bago po magbukas si DepEd, yung mga DepEd schools natin, noong October 7, ay nag-release po sila nitong DepEd order. At medyo may konting difference dun sa nailatag na po natin na grading and assessment for our students. So this is something that we would like to update you about because we will be adhering, we will be following the guidelines set by the Department of Education. And in a nutshell, ang ibig sabihin po nito ay ang ating quarterly assessment or yung quarterly examinations na tinatawag po sa atin shall be temporarily canceled for this semester. Well, sa DepEd order po ay for this school year. What does that mean? Yun pong weighted, yung percentage weight po ng quarterly assessment sa final grade ay kailangan po nating i-distribute dun sa dalawang na components of the grades, which are the written works and the performance tasks. So, supposedly nakaschedule po kasi itong quarterly assessment natin last week hanggang this week. So, na-update na po namin ang mga students through their course instructors regarding this matter. We just feel that we also need to inform you about this kasi nga po ito ay may kaunting paggalaw sa pag-compute ng kanilang mga grades. Meron po tayong ibinigay na alternative assessment in lieu of the quarterly assessment, which we assigned to the two remaining components of the grades. Meron pong naka-assign na alternative assessment for written works at meron din pong naka-assign sa performance tasks. So baka po tanungin ng anak ninyo, ay binago lang naman yung pangalan, hindi naman talaga tinanggal yung quarterly assessment. Bakit ganon? Hindi, sabi walang quarterly exam pero binago lang yung pangalan tapos iniba lang yung sa component kung saan siya mapupunta. Why are we doing this? Well, it's because we don't want to just give the weight of our quarterly assessment for free dun po sa written works at sa performance tasks. Why? Because an alternative assessment, we have started na po kasi no? An alternative assessment is another chance for our students to really pull up and to improve their grades more. So kung mabababa po yung nakuha nila, pwede pa itong maka-pull up sa grades nila. And this is, as I have said, another chance for them to improve. Whatever class standing they are in already sa ngayon, yung alternative assessment po na binibigay natin for both the remaining components of written works and performance tasks ay meant to further improve their class standing. So, I hope that's a welcoming thing para sa atin pong mga students dahil meron mang dagdag na trabaho pero at least that's another chance to improve their class standing. May iba pa pong part yung interim guidelines na ito ni ni DepEd at ito po ay naibaba na natin sa mga bata, which also includes how the assessments would be given, that there should be some variations in the way that we give the assessments to our students. Hindi naman po ito naiiba dun sa naibigay na natin noon na guidelines ni MCL for online learning. So, since ito lang po yung medyo kailangan nating i-update, ito lang po yung binabanggit ko in as far as DepEd Order number 31 is concerned. So, yan po yung updates na sa quarterly assessment. Another update is on, next slide please. Another update is on the homeroom guidance program. This is also in reference to DepEd memo on policy guidelines on the implementation of the homeroom guidance during crisis situation. This is something new as well kasi ngayon lang naman po tayo nagkaroon ng ganitong talagang prolonged na crisis and not only national but on a global scale. So, the Department of Education came up with these policy guidelines. I would like to give the floor to our CGC head, Ma'am Mabeth Francia, to shed light and to give us more information about this homeroom guidance program before we proceed to the 6-point agenda. Ma'am Mabeth, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Mama Beth.
Morning.
Yes, I'll give the floor to you now for the policy guidelines on the homeroom guidance. Let us update our parents. Thank you.
Yes po. So, the homeroom guidance is a new course that we have for our senior high school. So, enter to grade 12 po. Meron po magkakaroon na po ng homeroom guidance. Originally, this will be implemented for next year, but because of the pandemic, napaaga po yung implementation ng homeroom guidance to address yung mga coping skills ng mga students natin ngayon because of the crisis. Okay, so ayan po. So hindi po siya formal lecture type, no? So ano din, pero may mga learning modules din po. It is already uploaded on on the students' BBL account. And it will be graded. May grade po yung homeroom. Pero verbal, lang po, with verbal description lang. Wala pong babagsak. No failing grades. Lang po siya. Kung needs improvement. Ayan. If you are complying with the requirements. Kung needs improvement po, that means the homeroom advisors and the CGC would do some intervention to the students. Baka they are having difficulty coping with stress and all other emotions. So, dun po kami, we will directly coordinate with the parents. So, yun po yung ng homeroom guidance. But of course, the students need to do yung mga tasks po. May mga learning tasks na uploaded to improve their emotional well-being, yung total development po nila. Ayan.
That's it. Thank you very much, Mama Beth, for those updates. Hindi po ito academic subject, ha. This is really meant to help our students reflect on the current situation. Sabi ko nga po, itong sitwasyon natin ngayon ay very unique. Hindi po ito nangyari before. Kaya nga may kailangang interim guideline na ganito during crisis situation. And we also acknowledge the fact that not all students, well, even adults nga po, nakikita naman natin sa balita, not everybody can adjust well in this very unique and, if I may say, quite challenging situation. So ito pong homeroom guidance program is meant to assist our students for them to have time to reflect on what they're going through, what they are feeling, and if so needed, our guidance counselors will always be there to assist with primarily our advisors, our homeroom advisors, then our guidance counselors are there to assist our students if so needed. So sana hindi siya maging hindi added burden, added task sa ating mga students, but they would see it as really good help for self-reflection. So, ganun po yung intensyon nitong homeroom guidance program. This has been deployed, sabi nga po ni Ma'am Mabeth, and we will, students can already begin kasi ito naman po ay self-paced at ito ay they can do it on their own, but if they would need, of course, the assistance of the advisors and our counselors, they are also in the same course, so they can always message their teachers. Alright, so that's another update. Wala rin po yan dun sa orientation natin nung beginning of the school year, as I have said, kasi kalalabas rin lang ng ating DepEd memo. Alright, so I think that's it for my departmental updates. Now we'll proceed with the actual meat of this meeting, which is the 6-point agenda, and this will be shared to us, presented to us by our principal, Mr. James Ronald O. Messina. Sir James, good morning.
Good morning, Tony. I think there's a question about the homeroom guidance course. So there's a question, is it considered as an additional subject for the students?
Yes, sir. It's not an academic subject. It is, the approach appears to be like a subject kasi may grade. Pero yung grade naman pong yon ay descriptive grade. Sabi nga po ni Mama Beth, wala po itong bearing sa pagpasa at pagbagsak ng bata. Ito po ay first, ay diagnostic para malaman kung kinakailangan ng assistance ng bata, and second, para rin po maibigay yung tamang assistance na kinakailangan upon as the need arises, sabi nga natin. So, it's not an academic course, although the platform looks like academic kasi po nakapasok siya as an online course kasi ngayon ng ating platform this year, Sir James. But it's not an academic course.
Yeah, so thank you very much for the clarification. So, yung pong homeroom guidance program is being integrated to the senior high school curriculum as part of the DepEd memo that Ms. Tony presented a while ago. So medyo mahaba po yun, and hindi natin i-discuss po yun in detail dahil yun po ay instructional memorandum for our teachers. So how the homeroom guidance program will be rolled out inside the classroom. And this is not a new directive from the Department of Education because if I recall it correctly, the first memo on the revitalized homeroom guidance program was released in 1998. And way back in high school, meron na kaming ganyang subject na homeroom guidance program. So hindi po yan bago. Ang ginagawa lang ngayon, ang tema lang ng ating bagong DepEd memo is to tweak the delivery and the implementation of the homeroom guidance program. Medyo focus siya dun sa situation natin ngayon in a pandemic and factoring in all other factors on mental health and other considerations on the behavior of the student. So, alam naman po natin na in 2016, we implemented a new curriculum under the K-12. And ito yung mga adjustments na kailangan ding ipasok sa curriculum. So, kailangan medyo align din yung homeroom guidance program doon sa outcomes na gustong kahinatnan ng K-12 program. So, yun po. Thank you very much for asking that question. And naiintindihan po namin na nag-aalala kayo. Panibagong one-unit course na naman ba ito? Zombie na nga yung anak ko dahil alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alauna ng hapon, minsan nag-extend pa, ay nasa synchronous classes, then meron pa mga asynchronous sessions and activities na nakapost sa Blackboard Learn. Then here comes another homeroom guidance course, which according to the DepEd memo must be considered as a one-unit course. But Teacher Tony is very quick to confirm that this is a one-unit course but a non-academic course. Meaning to say po, baguhin po siguro natin yung pananaw natin dun sa course. Instead of treating it as an additional burden, let's treat it as an outlet for our students. Ano bang tawag doon ng mga Gen Z at Millennials? Breather. Diba? Para makahinga sila kahit papano. Because we are aligning the homeroom guidance program with the services of the Center for Guidance and Counseling. So later po ipopost namin yung kanilang promotional material na nakikita nyo rin sa Facebook para makita nyo po yung different services na ginagawa ng CGC. And we at the senior high school will also be aligning the same to the services that CGC offers. And we would like to encourage the parents to encourage also your children to avail those services. Because while we are doing classroom activities remotely, we want to emphasize that yung hidden curriculum po at saka yung guidance and counseling services ay importante. That's why we are also migrating the services into the remote platforms. And sayang po yung effort ng ating mga guidance counselors kung yung mga students mismo ay hindi po mag-a-avail nitong mga services na to. So later on po, tawagin ulit natin si Ma'am Mabet to discuss the guidance services under the CGC. Maikli lang po ito, as you may see in the agenda that we released through email. we want to have more time to discuss the concerns of the parents. Kaya po, lahat po ng presentation namin ay in a nutshell. So let me present the 6-point agenda that we want to show the parents, and at the same time, we also want to seek your cooperation so that mag-work po itong mga effort na to para sa ating lahat. Okay? So, goal number 1. Hindi ko lang siya mabasa sa aking view. Yan. So, goal number 1 is about improvement in the delivery of online learning. Goal number 2, improvement of academic services and enrollment. Integration of strategic study and rest program for students and faculty. That's goal number 3. Goal number 4 is systematize information dissemination for students, faculty, and parents. Goal number 5 is the revitalized homeschool partnership. And goal number 6 is ensured readiness for school reopening in the new normal. So, unahan ko na po kayo. Marami pong problema ang edukasyon sa buong Pilipinas, and I'm very sure na schools will agree with me na hindi sapat itong 6 na goals na ito. Pero hindi po kasi yun ang intention natin ngayon na solvein yung buong problema ng education system sa loob ng isang taon. That's why we are setting specific priorities. And under the new normal, it's very important that we set these 6 priorities and goals so that we can ensure the smooth operations in terms of the delivery of instruction among our students. And number 1, yung sinasabi po natin na goal number 1 on improvement in the delivery of online learning. We're saying in viewpoints that online learning is not a new project or a new program for Malayan Colleges Laguna, for we have been doing that since 2008. And lagi po yung may disconnect. Bakit? Kasi kahit na ano man pong ready ng school, kung hindi po ganun ka-ready ang mga materyales, ang faculty members, ang learners, hindi rin po magiging ganap yung success story ng ating online learning program. Kaya po ang term po natin ay improvement in the delivery of online learning. Kasi ang kasunod po niyan, kapag improve and effective yung delivery, sana rin po effective din yung reception ng mga students, and yung learning process din ay maging effective and successful for our students. So, meron po akong mga nababasang concern sa ating live event Q&A, which I would like to encourage our participants to post your questions and queries in the live event Q&A, and I and Teacher Tony will be answering those concerns one by one. Habang nababasa ko po, sasagutin ko na kung madaanan ng presentation, and also later in the open discussion. Totoo po yan that for the past several weeks, we have been receiving feedback from our students na, teka lang, naku-culture shock na po kami because of the online learning. Sunod-sunod yung deadline, nalilito kami kung synchronous o asynchronous sessions. Totoo po yung mga yan, we acknowledge that, and we would like to apologize for the shortcomings, and definitely po nag-a-adjust po ang lahat sa bagay na yan. Kaya kasama po yan dun sa pinapangako natin ngayon na improvement in the delivery of online learning. So, nung viewpoints po, as I've been discussing this among the parents, na that's the dilemma of the school and the teachers, because you need to be learner-centered in the delivery of instruction. And yung pagiging learner-centered po na yon, you have to deal with diversity, diversified needs of the students, and the diversified capacity of the students to support online learning. Imagine a typical class of 40 na pag ikaw ay regularly nagkakaroon ng synchronous sessions, sasabihin nung 20, nako, nauubos po yung aming internet allocation. May kapatid po ako na nag-online learning. Isa lang po ang computer, ang laptop sa bahay. Naghihiraman lang po kami. Pwede po ba bawasan yung synchronous class sessions? Yung nanay ko po, nag-work from home. gumagamit din ng computer, gumagamit din ng internet. And those are all valid concerns. At this time of the pandemic, nauunawaan po natin yan. Kaya po yung mga teachers, nag-a-adjust din. And to be honest, we are really decreasing the synchronous session so that we can actually give a breather to our students. And yun po, yung 20 naman na kalahati, ang sasabihin naman, bakit walang synchronous session? So, kawawa din po yung mga guro na nahihirapang bumalanse at lumagay po magitna, ilagay ang kanilang sarili sa kung ano po ang susundin. That's why, para lang po malinaw, yung pong default learning delivery po natin for this semester is basically asynchronous, but our teachers are really very eager to conduct synchronous class sessions if there is a need for them to reinforce the learning activity. Kaya po, meron po tayong mga regular assessments dahil dun po nakikita ng mga teachers kung natututunan ng mga estudyante yung learning activities sa synchronous and asynchronous. Pag nakita po ni math teacher na medyo bumababa ang performance ng mga students for this particular topic, asahan po natin yon in the next meeting, magkakaroon po ng synchronous session wherein students will be participating collaboratively in the classroom activity held in BBL. So ganun po kabilis, ganun po ka-flexible. Kaya yung pong mga feedback na sana naman yung announcement ay medyo advanced kasi medyo short notice. Na-solve na po namin yan before I met the parents today. Last Saturday, we met the faculty members and we agreed that announcements about the conduct of synchronous and asynchronous sessions will be made at least 24 hours before it is conducted. So sana po, sabi ko nga, 24 hours for the teacher to decide what delivery mode will be used in the next session. And 24 hours for the students to be informed on what? To be informed on what activity, either synchronous or asynchronous for the next session. So sabi ko po, yun siguro yung dapat nating maintindihan. So palagay ko po, 24 hours will be enough for us to be precise, be sure on the conduct of synchronous and asynchronous classes. So yun po ang announcement po namin sa mga parents. Sabihin niyo po sa mga anak ninyo na 24 hours po tutukan yung blackboard. Total, meron namang notif yun para maalaman nila kung ano ang learning mode delivery for the next session. Yan. So I suggest a prompt timeline on the discussion of key answers from BB activities. So for students to learn promptly from their mistakes. Tama po yan, tama po yan. And I believe our faculty members are doing that after the assessment. Kaya nga po sabi ko, after the assessment, asahan po natin may synchronous session na i-discuss po ng mga teachers yung possible na mga errors and weaknesses ng bata, at least yung grupo ng mga bata dun sa particular exercise. Kung medyo nakukulangan po dito sa aspeto na yan, salamat po at naibigay nyo po sa amin yan ngayon so that we can constantly remind our teachers to extend more time in discussing the answers from the BB activities, Blackboard activities, so that the students will understand yung mga strengths and weaknesses nila on those particular areas. And of course, yung competencies. Lahat po yan part ng ating goal number 1, which is to improve the delivery of online learning. Sabi nga po natin, kahit na nung viewpoints, kung ito ay typical na face-to-face classes, wala tayong problema. Diba? Wala tayong problema kasi nagkikita-kita yung mga bata, nagkakaroon ng board work, nagkakaroon ng live discussion sa loob ng classroom. Pero ito po kasi yung kailangan nating i-manage na difficulty ngayon that we need to do the lectures, the assessments, the interventions, and pati yung mga post-conference with the students and parents, kailangan nating gawin remotely. So, sana po ay masuportahan nyo po kami doon sa part na yon na improvement in the delivery of online learning. And na-appreciate po namin na kayo po ay nagbibigay sa amin ng feedback. Kasi bagamat kami po ay pumapasok sa mga virtual classrooms from time to time, marami po kaming hindi nakikita. Ang makikita lang po namin ay from the point of view of the teacher or the school administrator. Ang makikita lang po namin ay compliance on the guidelines that we issue. Pero yung pagtanggap at yung pananaw, perception ng learner kung ang pagtuturo ba sa kanya ay effective, hindi po yun automatic makakapture ng aming virtual classroom observation. So keep sending us updates and feedback so that we can adjust the delivery of online learning and make instruction more learner-centered. Our goal number 2 is improvement of academic services and enrollment. So lilinawin ko lang po, bukas po ang ating mga academic services. Ano po yung academic services? We're referring to the registrar's office. So, ang tanong lagi ng mga grade 11 students and parents, kailan po ba ang deadline ng submission ng mga enrollment documents? Nakalagay po doon sa aming undertaking ay August 30. So, kailan po? Kasi po ngayon lang namin nakuha yung documents sa previous school, kailan namin pwedeng ipasa. Yan pong guidelines na yan, in-issue natin May 2020. At ang DepEd po ay nag-release lang ng revised guidelines ng June. So nauna po tayo. At ang pinagbasehan po natin ng guidelines ay yung Basic Education Enrollment Policy of 2018, which is hindi naman binago ng DepEd, binigyan lang po niya ng mga konting adjustments because of the pandemic. And according to the DepEd memo, submission of documents will be until December 2020. Kailan po sa December, wala pong binigay ang DepEd na eksaktong petsa. At dahil wala siyang binigay na eksaktong petsa, ako magbibigay. Okay? Titignan po natin ang kalendaryo para makapagbigay tayo ng reasonable deadline. Let's make it po December 18 Friday. December 18 Friday will be the deadline for the submission of all enrollment credentials. And I think I have become very transparent about this during the viewpoints, that it's very important that we comply with the deadline and submit the documents. Kasi magkakaproblema po ang eskwelahan at magkakaproblema po ang estudyante at magulang tungkol sa LIS, Learner Information System. LIS. So, ano po ang ibig sabihin? Ang mga bata po, di ba meron po silang LRN, nire-report po natin sa DepEd yung kanilang mga enrollment data. So kapag hindi po kayo nakapagpasa sa amin yung mga documents na yan, magkukulang-kulang po yung data na i-present namin sa DepEd, and yun po ang magiging epekto niyan. Pag graduate na po yung bata, magkakaproblema po yan at napakahirap pong mag-correct ng data sa database ng DepEd. Kaya December 18 po, we have more than 2 months to comply with that requirement. Tama ba? More than 2 months. O, kasi 2 months and 1 day. To comply with that requirement na dapat ay naipasa po natin nung nag-enroll yung mga bata noong June, July, August. Pero dahil po sa pandemic, we will be extending that until December 18, 2020. And expect nyo po that we will be emailing you about the ways to submit your document without the need to go to the school just to pass the requirements. So pwede naman po yan na courier, pina-finalize lang po namin yung contact information kung saan babagsak yan para kompleto at malinaw. Dahil kapag naiwala po yung mga documents na yan, medyo malaking problema po yan para mag-secure kayo ng duplicate copy. And walang control ang MCL po dyan dahil kukuhanin nyo po yan sa previous school. And if the previous school has a hardliner position on the issuance of duplicate copies, magkakaroon po tayo ng problem. Ayan. So about the curiosity of, ayan, meron dito, I'm just curious as to why there's only few synchronous classes. Ito po yung nasabi ko kanina, na we are complying also po with the maximum screen time that the DepEd is requiring. Kaya lang po, nahuli po kasi yung pagpapublish ng DepEd ng maximum screen time na yan. Kung di ako nagkakamali, week 1 or week 2 na yan ng classes. Nabigyan na po ng schedule yung mga bata, nag-expect na po yung mga bata ng mga regular classes sa mga oras na to, tapos bigla nating i-integrate yung maximum screen time ng mga bata. So, kaya ito po, para mas mabilis po tayo magkaintindihan, hinay-hinay po. So, minamanage po natin yung integration ng napakaraming guidelines na dapat nating sundin. Kaya nauunawaan po namin yan na merong nangangailangan ng mas maraming synchronous classes. And as I said earlier, I believe many of our faculty members are doing almost every day synchronous classes. Kasi pag magpapatawag ako ng meeting, ang laging sinasabi sa akin, inom muna ng tubig dahil dire-diretso yung synchronous classes. So meron pong ganon. So, bigyan niyo po kami ng chance na mai-streamline po ng pakonti-konti yung ating compliance dyan para ma-improve po natin yung delivery ng online learning. Ang mahirap lang po dyan is, umaandar na yung mga klase, pag abrupt po, binago natin yung mga schedule nila, baka mas lalo pong maguluhan yung mga bata, mas lalo pong magkagulo-gulo yung class program. So, sana po ay maayos, makiisa po tayo dyan sa part na yan, and we are looking at it on how we can further improve the online learning delivery. So, Registrar's Office po bukas, Tuesday to Friday, from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. However, we are complying with the regulations of the government as regards the skeletal workforce. Kaya po yun ay parang oras na ng bangko, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. lamang. So, limited po dahil skeletal workforce po yung mga empleyado. Bukod po doon ay kinokontrol natin ang crowd sa loob ng campus. Kaya po by appointment po yung Tuesday to Friday natin, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Kung kayo po ay magre-request ng documents at hindi kayo available nung 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. na yon, wag po kayo malungkot kasi matagal na pong nakapost sa ating website yung online document requests. So pwede nyo pong gamitin yon for online requests para po yung pag-claim ninyo ng dokumento, ayun po, pwedeng isang punta na lang kayo dito during the office hours of MCL. So, online na po yung ating request for documents. Yung pagbabayad po, same, Tuesday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And you can also make payment transactions to our offsite payment channels. We have PayMaya, we have RCBC Bank Card, yun po yung mga online payment gateways natin. Nakatag na po yan sa 1MCL ng mga bata, so pwedeng na po kayong doon magbayad. And also you can go to M. Luwilier, Cebuano Luwilier, and RCBC branches to make over-the-counter payment transactions. So ayun po, marami po tayong options for off-site payment channels. Meron din pong on-site but on a limited Tuesday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. schedule. Yan. So, Student Affairs Office, bukas din po yung ating SAU. So, ganun din po, hindi lang po kayo makakapunta sa office nila to have personal meeting with the employees and the head. Ginagawa po namin yan, kung gusto niyo ng meeting, ay pinapacilitate po namin yan sa Zoom o dito sa Microsoft Teams. So, virtual and remote din po yung ating mga meetings. So, you can always email the Student Affairs Office or the Guidance Office, Center for Guidance and Counseling. Ang mga email addresses po ng mga empleyado ng MCL, pati mga heads, ay nakapost po sa ating website. So maybe our team members here could post the link to the email directory of the key people sa MCL para makapag-share kayo ng inyong mga feedback or meron kayong mga services na gustong i-avail. Okay? So, yun po. Guidance, Registrar, Students Affairs Office, lahat po yan ay bukas for our students. And again, we are improving ways to deliver those academic and student services to our senior high school learners. Goal number 3 is the integration of strategic study and rest for the students and faculty. So, ito po, napakarami pong ganitong feedback. Umaaray na sa sobrang hirap ng online learning. And sabi ko nga po, ito ay bago sa ating lahat. Kaya po humihingi po kami ng pangunawa, nabigyan kami ng panahon na i-adjust ang ating schedule. Hopefully po by second semester, magaan-gaan po yung workload po nila. Pero para po sa nagsasabi, bakit second semester pa? Wala bang magagawa ngayong term na to? Unti-unti po nating ginagawa yan. Kaya po kanina binanggit that we will be following the DepEd memo on the cancellation of quarterly exam para hindi naman po magkaroon ng quote-and-quote. Ito yung tawag ng mga estudyante lagi sa exam week. Hell week. Para wala namang hell week yung mga bata. So, that's part of the improvements that we are doing to integrate strategic study and rest program for our students. I was very surprised when I met the faculty last Saturday that one teacher said na, you know what sir, medyo dumadami yung problema namin sa mga students with mental health concerns. So ano po ang ibig sabihin nun? Maraming mga referral sa Center for Guidance and Counseling, maraming nagsasabi sa mga class advisor at saka sa mga students about their mental health concerns at tumatawad na kaya hindi nakapagpasa ng assignment, ng project, ng quiz at kung ano pa ay because of mental health concerns. And we want to attend to that and to make a positive intervention for that. That's why we are referring them to our guidance counselors for processing. And that's only one. The second strategy, which is part of goal number 3, is to integrate the strategic study and rest. So para po hindi masyadong loaded yung mga bata, kaya binabawasan po namin yung mga activities. Pakitanong din po yung mga bata, because we are getting a lot of feedback na medyo taxing po sa kanila yung synchronous classes. So, isa po yun sa mga tinitingnan natin kung paano siya mababawasan. Pero wag po kayong mag-alala. Ibig sabihin po ba ito ay tatanggalin? Hindi po. Okay? Meron pong magaganap pa rin na synchronous classes. Pero yan po ay binabalanse natin para hindi po masyadong maging toxic sa mga magulang at sa mga bata rin yung online learning natin. Kaya po ang term ay strategic study and rest. So, goal number 4, systematize information dissemination for students and faculty. We started that with the students last October 3. I met the student council officers and told them that in the coming months, we will be scheduling regular meetings with them so that we can disseminate information properly to them and get feedback from them from time to time. Ito rin po, itong CyberLounge na to, madadalas po ito for our parents so that you can also talk to us, you can share your concerns with us through this online opportunity. So, madadalas po itong CyberLounge na to, and that's part of our goal number 4, where we intend to improve and systematize the information dissemination sa ating mga students, parents, and also faculty members. So, para po mabawasan yung miscommunication. So, through the CyberLounge, we intend to focus on strategic communication to our stakeholders so that we can keep them informed about how we can proceed with this online learning in the new normal. Kaya po sana po umattend po tayo. So napakasaya po namin that we have 113 attendees. Mas magiging masaya po tayo kung sa susunod na CyberLounge, we will have at least 50% of the 600 grade 11 students. So, sana po kung may mga kakilala po kayo na parents, schedule po ito mostly on Saturdays. Sana po madagdagan yung ating attendees for the CyberLounge. Goal number 5 is the revitalized homeschool partnership. So, ito po yon. So, lahat po, homeroom. Yung mga services po natin, basically po, kailangan ng parent support. So, ito po yung gusto namin i-communicate at sinasabi rin po ito ng gobyerno, ng Department of Education, ng SEAP, ng lahat ng mga may advokasya sa edukasyon, na ang isang sikreto para maitawid natin itong online learning in the new normal is to strengthen the collaboration between the school and the parents. And isa po itong CyberLounge na to, na opportunity for us to discuss the relevant issues about learning and about the issues of your children. Kaya po, asahan nyo po na bukod sa information dissemination, meron po tayo mga magiging projects and programs in partnership with the parents na sana po ay masolusyonan po natin. Okay? And goal number 6, in ensured readiness for school reopening in the new normal. DepEd is saying, or DepEd has said in June or July, that this academic year will be fully online. Our preparation is fully online, even though we're always telling and assuring the parents that our facilities are ready whenever we get a go signal from the government to conduct face-to-face classes or allow us to conduct face-to-face classes. So ano po ang ibig sabihin? Recently po, kung napanood niyo po ang balita kagabi, sinasabi daw po ng IATF na papayagan ng lumabas yung mga age 16 years old yata to 60 years old. Parang ganon. So ano po ang ibig sabihin yan? Medyo nire-relax na po ng gobyerno yung quarantine restrictions. So wala pa rin pong malinaw na sagot kung magkakaroon na ng face-to-face classes sa second SEM. Bagamat sinabi po ng DepEd na fully online ang academic year o school year 2020 to 2021, because of the government also relaxing the quarantine procedures, there is a chance that face-to-face classes will be allowed earlier than June or July 2021. So, hintayin pa rin po natin yung announcement na yon. Ang gusto lang po namin sabihin ay, be it face-to-face or be it fully online or be it blended, the school is ready to roll out that program for the children. So, yun lang po. Gusto lang po namin na magbigay kayo ng kapanatagan na pag tayo po ay nagbukas, pag tayo po ay nag-reopen, ay maitatransition po natin itong learning delivery mode na ito pag nag-reopen tayo. So, yun po yung ating 6-point agenda. So, mapapansin nyo po, napaka-generic po niyan, napaka-less detail po yan, kasi yan po ay mga direksyon lamang. Ang detalye po niyan ay nasa implementation phase na po. So ang gagawin na lang po natin ay hintayin po natin na yung mga goals po na yan ay mag-unfold. Bigyan nyo po kami ng itong school year na to para makapag-ulat, makapag-report sa inyo on how we have performed on those 6-point agenda that I have presented. Okay? So, yun po. Kung meron po kayong mga concerns na specific, ito po ang session para sa inyo, which is CyberLounge. Pwede po natin pag-usapan yan ngayon at i-discuss po natin kung ano po yung pwede nating jointly ay ma-implement natin at magkaroon po tayo ng win-win solution. Yan. So yan po, tama po yung mga concerns na yan. So kanina po may nagtatanong ng synchronous classes. Tapos ngayon po meron din tayong comment na super heavy amount of homework that they should be doing on a given day so that they are left with enough time for other things and maintain a healthy balance. Ayan po yung goal number 3. Tama ba? Yung Strategic Study and Rest Program. Ayan. So, yan po yung ini-improve po natin. Okay? Till now, wala pang letter from MCL to our previous school regarding Form 137. Kailan po dapat Yan po dapat ay kasabay po ng deadline ng DepEd, which is December 2020. Okay? Yan po talaga ay nasa amin pa. Pero wag po kayo mabahala, hindi na po kailangan na kayo ang magdala niyan dun sa inyong mga previous school. So MCL po ang magpo-forward ng mga letter na yan. Sir James, bakit po nagtatagal? Number 1, karamihan po sa mga school ay walang mga tao, sarado ang mga offices. Hindi po nila lahat, pero karamihan. Kaya ngayon po, ang ginagawa ng aming admissions team ay magtawag ng mga schools para ma-correct at ma-update yung aming directory so that we can send the request for Form 137 to the previous school of our grade 11 students. So kami po ang magpapadala po niyan. So para po hindi na po kayo ma-update. Or hindi na po kayo maabala sa pagdadala niyan. Kami na po ang, pag na-update po namin yung records namin about the school directory, kami na po ang magpapadala niyan. How will the parent know what are the other documents still lacking? Dalawang bagay po yan. I-message po namin yung bata through their live email, live MCL email account, kung ano po yung mga documents na kulang nila. Okay? So, i-inform po namin yan. Mag-uumpisa po kami next week. Okay? Mag-uumpisa po kami next week. Ang uumpisahan po natin ay college. So, siguro po, bigyan nyo po kami ng hanggang end of October to email also the senior high school students. Ayan po. May tanong about hard copies to be submitted. The answer is yes. Kailangan po talaga nating magpasa ng hard copies kasi original po ang kailangan nating ipasa. May nagtatanong about walk-in submission. Ayan po, nasa ating live Q&A yung link to the appointment form that you need to accomplish online so that you can get an appointment for walk-in on-site transactions here at MCL. Yan. Regarding documents, soft copies, hard copies po ay kailangan. Yan. We already submitted the requirements like the card, birth certificate during the enrollment. Kung hard copy po ito kung hard copy po ito, ibig sabihin po, wala po kayong kulang na documents. Form 137 should be school to school. Agree? Tama po kayo? Do we need to submit the original copy in your school? Ito nga po ay school to school. So ang magsasubmit na po nito ay yung kanyang pinanggalingang school. Kaya lang, lagi ko pong sinasabi sa mga parents, para po malinaw tayo, ang linawin po natin yung mga roles ng bawat isa. So 3 po ang merong role dyan. We have Malayan Colleges Laguna, we have the parents and the student, and the third, the previous school. Ano po ang role ng MCL dyan? Padalahan ng request yung previous school. Ano po ang role ng magulang? Pumunta po doon sa dating school, makipag-ugnayan at sabihin po, kagaya nung kaninang nagtanong, napadala na ba ng MCL yung letter of request? Pag sinabing meron na, paano ko po ba makukuha? Kailangan po bang bayaran? Kasi dalawang model po lagi yan, 2 models yan, which leads to my third role, which is yung previous school. Ang obligasyon nila, mag-send noong Form 137 sa MCL. Saan po kadalasan nagkakaproblema? Nagkakaproblema po kadalasan dahil nag-request po kami dun sa previous school, hindi pinaprocess nung previous school dahil ang gusto nila bumalik yung estudyante doon sa eskwelahan dahil may bayad. Kaya po, papunta tayo dun sa role number 2, which is yung parents coordinating with the previous school for the release of the Form 137. Ayan. So, yun po. Hanggang end of October po, we will be sending the letter of requests to the previous school. Naka-group na po kasi yan. Ibig sabihin, merong eskwelahan, for example, Kabuyao National High School, for example, meron kaming 10 estudyante na galing doon. Isa-isa po ba namin bibigyan nyo ng letter of request? Hindi na, consolidated na. Para isang communication na lang po sa school at isang batch lang din yung school sa paggawa ng Form 137. Doon po nagtatagal yung pagko-consolidate ng mga request ng mga Form 137 sa kanilang previous school. Kaya kagaya po niyan, si Engineer Asis, as per my daughter, sabi ng previous school, sila daw ang magpapadala sa MCL ng document. Tama po yan. Lagi po yan, dalawang models yung sinasabi ko. Number 1, entrust to the bearer. Ibig sabihin, kayo po yon. Sa inyo, padadaanin yung dokumento para matiyak na hindi mawawala. O pangalawa po, yung traditional style, traditional model, na school to school ang transmittal. Okay, ang agam-agam po ni engineer ay how would we know if MCL has already received the documents? You can email us po. You can email us register@mcl.edu.ph or the senior high school. It's seniorhighschool@mcl.edu.ph to check so that we can verify if your documents were received already by our registrar's office. Can we do walk-in submission of the documents? Yes, definitely po. But please observe our schedule, Tuesday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and appointment is required. Ayan. My child is quite overwhelmed with the numerous tasks per subject, an average of 3 per subject. Ano po kaya itong average of 3? Average of 3 per week or per day po ba? This is already taking a toll on my child's stress level. Can this be addressed so that the teachers, ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina, na we are really finding ways on how we can promote strategic study and rest. Okay? Ang mga assurance po ng parents na, number 1, sumusunod tayo dun sa minimum learning competencies required by the Department of Education. And I have to agree po na we need to review the rollout of the course activities dahil, sabi ko nga kanina, yan ang introduction ko, zombie na yung mga anak natin dahil sa dami ng course activities. So, re-reviewin po natin yan and malaking bagay po na nababawasan yung mga activities kagaya ng quarterly exam, even though may ipapalit na assessment, pero at least po, sa halip na kuhanin niya ng one time, big time, yung quarterly exam na worth 25 or 30%, mababawasan na lang ito. Rather, magiging 3, pero at least meron siyang 3 chances of taking the assessment. Thank you po for bringing that to our attention so that we can check on the course activities and the performance tasks of our students. Yan. I requested through email for the Form 137 request letter from the Registrar's Office. Ano po ito? I requested through email Form 137 request letter from the Registrar's Office. Received no response po. Kasi nga po, hindi nyo po, tinan nyo po ang problema natin. Nagre-request po kayo na mag-request kami sa kanila. Di ba? Ganun po. Wala na po actually ganung process. Kami na po ang automatic magre-request dun sa school. Inuulit ko lang po, kaya nagtatagal, ay kino-consolidate po namin yung listahan ng lahat ng students na galing dun sa school na yon. Ang mahirap po kasi dyan, kagaya ng example ko kanina, pag 10 estudyante at 10 beses kami magpapadala ng request dun sa previous school, may mawawala at may mawawala. Bukod po doon, magreklamo yung previous school dahil liwahiwalay at 10 beses siyang magme-mail. Okay? So, nauunawaan po namin yung mga ganong challenges. Kaya po kino-consolidate namin para pagdating doon sa school na yon, isang grupo na yung Form 137 na ipe-prepare nila at ise-send nila dito by mail. Okay po? Ano po yan? Pangawakan po natin yung school-to-school coordination ng Form 137 para hindi na po yan makadagdag sa inyong stress. Okay? So may nagtatanong po, with this session we uploaded. Yes, a recording of the session will be uploaded in our YouTube channel. Please join us in that session, share that, and you can also, better if you can subscribe to the YouTube channel of MCL so that you can always be updated on the recent activities and the recent developments in our online learning delivery. For the unpaid fees, should I just check my child's one MCL account or do you notify the parents? Mas maganda po, i-check na lang po yung one MCL account. Okay? Dahil gustuin man po namin na i-update o sendan ng email ang mga parents, may mga data privacy restrictions po tayo, lalo na po na yan ay statement of account. Baka mamaya po yung statement of account ni A ay malaman ng B. Tapos medyo hindi pala sila okay. Pagkakilala sila pero hindi sila okay. So nagalit pa kay MCL dahil nalaman ni B yung utang ni A. So may mga ganun po considerations. Kaya po binibigyan po namin ng mga bata ng one MCL account at parent portal ang parents para makita nyo po doon ang running balance ng mga anak ninyo. May nagtatanong po kanina na una, paano daw yung scholarship? So nabanggit ko po that the IATF is relaxing the quarantine restrictions and that is a good news for us. Kasi ano po ang ibig sabihin niyan? Pwede na po tayong mag-conduct ng on-site scholarship exam. So, kahapon lang naman po in-announce ng IATF yung pag-relax ng restrictions. So, immediately po when we got the news, I already emailed the management and to get their approval to conduct the exam. Unfortunately po, wala pa po tayong petsa, pero rest assured po na kami ay mag-release ng announcement for those who are aspiring for the scholarship. You will take that on-site and if you qualify, we will deduct the benefit, the amount of the scholarship benefit to your current balance kung meron. Kung kayo naman po ay fully paid for this school year, eh di wow, masaya. Ile-less na lang po natin uli yung amount ng scholarship at i-refund po natin yan sa inyo. May option din pa po kayo na bigyan nyo kami ng confirmation or instruction that the payment to be refunded will be carried over to your next enrollment dues. Kung yan po ay second sem o kaya ay for grade 12. Okay? So, wag po kayo mangamba. Papangatawanan po namin yan pong commitment na yan to give the scholarship benefit. Yan naman po ay talaga naming binibigay since 2007. Ang naging challenge lang po ay yung ating quarantine restriction wherein we cannot do the on-site administration of the scholarship exam. Okay. Is there a plan to standardize the platform used for the activity submission? Some using MS Teams, Google Drive, and BBL. Ayan. Naunawa ko po ang pinanggagalingan ninyo na gusto ninyo ay standardize. Ang problema po ay hindi po lahat ay okay sa standardize kasi kahit naman po ang online learning, kahit po ang DepEd, kahit po ang Commission on Higher Education, ang laging sinasabi ay dapat multiple platforms. Dapat po ay flexible. Kaya kung nahihirapan po ang mga students, mas dobleng hirap po yan sa teacher kasi kung saan-saan na hinahanap yung submission. Okay? So, yun po. Hindi po kasi natin pwedeng ilimit yan sa isang platform lang. Actually, connected naman po yung mga yan kasi kahit naman sa BBL ipapasa, pwede namang i-link ng mga bata. Ako, nagtuturo din po ako and I require the students to send me the link of their presentation in the assignment bin in Blackboard Learn. Ngayon, may mga bata po na komportable sa Google Drive or sa MS Teams, ganun din po. Kasi yung Google Drive naman ay link lang din ang ipo-forward niya pero doon sa assignment bin ng Blackboard Learn. Yan. Possible po kayang magkaroon ng school service along Kabuyao. Though malapit lang po kami sa MCL, ang point po namin ay, ang daming points, Number 1, sobrang traffic na magiging cause ng pagka-late sa klase. Kung ibalik na sa face-to-face, posible silang ma-expose sa virus. At least pagka po may service, safe pa din po sila. Sige po, we will look into that. Kung mabubuo naman po yung number, kung naaalala nyo po yung presentation ko noon sa parents, ay lagi kong sinasabi na meron tayong accredited shuttle service and they are ready to resume operations once the face-to-face classes are allowed. So, kung gusto nyo po na yan, service along Kabuyaw, pwede naman po. Yan. So, siguro po yung bayan, sa Kabuyaw Bayan o kaya dito sa may Mercury, malapit sa City Hall along National Highway, pwede po yung maging pick-up points. Yan po ay kung babalik yung ating face-to-face sessions. Yan. I noticed that during synchronous class, my son's video camera is off. Is video camera on not required during synchronous classes? Number 1, hindi po. Nagpalabas po ang DICT, Department of Information and Communications Technology, ng advisory about data privacy protection in the conduct of online meetings. Kasama din po dyan ang online classes. At hindi po kasi kasama yung rather hindi requirement yung pag-conduct ng pag-on ng video. Bakit? Number 1 po, bukod sa data privacy, take note po na yung mga sessions po pag synchronous ay nai-stream. Ibig sabihin po ay nasa-save. Para later on, pwedeng balikan ng mga estudyante yung video recording ng lecture. Ang stand po ng MCL dyan, as much as possible, ayaw natin na yung mga save videos at yung recorded presentations na may mga mukha, yung inyong mga anak at may mga live videos ay lalabas. Dahil baka maging instrument pa po yan ng human trafficking. Kaya tayo po ay preventive. Kaya po hindi po natin nire-require ang pagbubukas ng camera ng video during synchronous classes. Yung teacher po, definitely dahil nagle-lecture siya, umaharap po siya doon sa klase, sa video. Pero yung teacher naman po kasi ay hindi naman minor. Diba? At saka sana naman po, hindi naman mabiktima yung teacher ng human trafficking. Hindi ko po sinasabi na pag hindi minor ay hindi vulnerable. Di ba po? Pero iba po kasi ang protection ng batas doon sa grade 11 students na below 18. So, yun po, para masagot po yun, hindi po required ang video cam during synchronous classes. We already got the Form 137 from the old school of my daughter. Could we know the procedure for submission? Ang in place po ngayon ay on-site. Pwede nyo pong ipadala, pero early next week po, magpo-post kami ng mailing instructions for those who would like to submit documents. Yan. Some of the activities were posted on Blackboard during non-school hours, 8 p.m. onwards. Even submission of tasks during weekend. Also, most of their classes is asynchronous. Can we improve on this? Meron po kami ang pinost na email. Ito po, replyan ko to. Yan. Please email us seniorhighschool@mcl.ph. Yan, yung prod team, please capture the email address. Ayan pala, nakapost na. So, please email us. Gusto niyo pong banggitin yung teacher para po banggitin niyo po sa email, wag po dito. I-report niyo po kung ano po ang nangyari dyan para matanong po natin yung teacher. Pero for your peace of mind po, last October 10, when I met the faculty members, that was one of my instructions. Teacher Tony, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, ang instruction natin sa teachers ay we will be observing no course activities beyond 9 p.m.
9
Tama
p.m.,
ba?
sir. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
And no course activities to be posted during
Weekends.
weekends, or rather after 12 noon of Saturday.
Yes.
Yan. So, kakalibas lang po yung memo na yon. So, bigyan po natin ng honeymoon stage yung ating mga teachers to implement that. Patitip po ako kasi 17 days pa lang na principal. Bigyan niyo na rin po ako ng ng medyo grace period ng konti. So, yun po. So, for your peace of mind, definitely we will improve on that, on the submission of task and the posting of course activities. Yan. On the recording, yes, for transparency, we will be uploading the proceedings in our YouTube channel so that you can always go back. At yung mga magulang kasi gusto naniningil eh. Di ba sabi mo dati ganito? Ayan. Sige po, hindi po namin yan babawiin. Kung bawiin man po natin yan ay for improvement. Diba? So, you can always go back to the recording of the proceedings. Yan. We can hardly avail of the parent portal, kindly advise. Ayan. Kasi po, ang parent portal po ay kailangan mag-sign up. So, pinost po namin ang email address ng IT Services Office, Help Desk. That's helpdesk@mcl.edu.ph. Sila po ang magbibigay sa inyo ng instruction on how to sign up for the parent portal. Ano po ang possible na naging problema dyan? Yung email po na na-register ng anak ninyo during enrollment ay iba doon sa ginagamit ninyong email address. Kaya nung nagpadala ng sign-in password, maaaring doon sa maling email o sa misspelled email address, bumagsak yung instructions. So, yun po ang mga nagiging challenges po dyan. Pero wag po kayong mabahala kasi meron naman pong solusyon. Okay. Ask ko lang po, ibibigyan ng ID ang mga students. Yes, definitely po. Ako nga po ang kinukulit ng IT Services Office kung sila ba ay simula na sa pagpiprint ng mga student IDs. Ang sabi ko, kalma lang, chill lang. Dahil kailangan naming i-check yung mga picture ng mga bata dahil baka mamaya si Juan de la Cruz ay malagyan ng picture ni Juana de la Cruz. So, chine-check po namin yan sa records. At yan po ay manual. Di ba? Kung yan po ay on-site enrollment, madali lang eh. Kasi pagkaharap mo sa counter, kita mo na yung tao kung siya yung nakadikit na picture. Ngayon po ay isa-isahin yan. So, definitely po, bibigyan kayo ng student ID. Pero sa ngayon po, hindi pa natin magagawa yan dahil hindi pa rin naman po kailangan. Once po na matapos namin yung checking ng mga ID pictures na sinend remotely through Blackboard Learn nung sila ay nag-enroll, we will start the production of IDs. Ayan. Can we request MCL to always copy furnish parents all the emails relevant to updates, announcements? Yes, definitely po. Mabuti nga po sa inyo na nanggaling kasi maglo-launch po kami ng registration form wherein magre-register po kayo doon sa online form na yon para ilalagay namin kayo sa aming mailing list. Eh bakit hindi nyo gamitin yung mga dati nyong kinuwang email? Kasi nga po, number 1, pabago-bago yung email. Pangalawa po, wala pong consent. So ngayon po, lalagyan natin ng consent, sign up po tayo para makakuha kayo ng updates and announcements. Second, you can always check our Facebook page and website for updates. Yan po ay regularly ina-update namin. Kaya kung medyo maligaw po yung email, saan po napunta, pwede po kayong mag-check ng website at ng Facebook. Okay. Meron po concern dito about 20 points but only 2 questions. It was quite a subjective question on paraphrasing. Our cluster coordinators are here. I think Teacher Tony, you are currently heading the English cluster.
Yes, sir. Language research.
Let's check on this.
Yes, sir. We will look into this and we'll try to check how this can still be further improved. I think the seat work was given in multiple choice type of task. We'll look into this, sir.
Sige po.
Thank
Maganda
you.
po yan. Kasi kung meron po kayo mga ganyang feedback na feeling ninyo ay may epekto dun sa pagkatuto ng inyong mga anak, napakaganda po na nasasabi niyo yan sa amin para po maagapan, ma-check po, kung meron naman po kailangan itama, ay itatama naman po natin. Yung voucher po, how will it be applied? Once po na magpasa kayo sa amin ng voucher, Prod team, can we drop the email address of the Student Affairs Office? Enrolled na po kasi yung mga bata. Dati po, nung di pa nag-enroll, nung kaka-enroll pa lang nila as new student, ang nag-gather po ng mga voucher ninyo, voucher certificate, ay ang admissions office. Ngayon po, ang mag-handle na po niyan ay Student Affairs Office. So we will be posting here the email address of the Student Affairs Office so that you can send a copy of the qualified voucher recipient certificate, that's the QBR certificate, and sila po ang magbabalidate niyan para ma-apply yung value ng voucher as a discount. Okay. Wala na tayong mga questions. Sana po meron pa kayo madagdag. Ayan. I would like to, we are also sharing here the contact information of the Center for Scholarships and Financial Assistance. That's under the Student Affairs Office. Feel free to email them so that you can have your vouchers validated. And at this point also, I would like to call in again Ms. Mabet Prancia, the head of the Center for Guidance and Counseling, to share something about their services na sana po ay part nung isa sa mga goal natin kanina na strengthen homeschool partnership. Sana po ay matulungan nyo kami na ma-refer yung mga nangangailangan po ng guidance and counseling services ng mga grade 11 students sa CGC. Mama Beth, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so can we post the ad material of the CGC?
So, good morning po ulit. Kumusta po yung mga anak ninyo? I hope hindi sila kasama dun sa mga nai-stress ngayon ng mga students. We have received a lot of requests for online counseling, but we have also experienced wherein yung mga parents ayaw nila na magkaroon ng online counseling yung mga anak nila. So we understand that because of the stigma of counseling in mental health, but I plead to you that you encourage your children to avail of our online counseling. So you can reach us dun po sa naka-flash dyan. You can book an appointment at our FB page. Please like our FB page. May mga tips po kami doon. May mga informational materials that might be helpful for you on how to help your children. Okay, so meron po kami doon mga quick talks, mga video, we created videos. Sa October 30, magkakaroon po kami ng online kumustahan for senior high school. So, sana maka-join yung mga anak nyo. Very short and light kumustahan lang para, sabi nga ni Sir, breather for the students. Okay, yung sa high school, tapos na kami last October 4. Sa college, tapos na kami last October 14. So, 30 po for senior high school. On Monday, we're going to have a mental health webinar sponsored by the Supreme Student Council. Sana maka-attend din po kayo and your children. So, we're going to discuss topics on mental health and how to deal with stress brought about by the online classes. Yan. So, marami po kami dyan. Meron din po kaming yung tinatawag, naririnig nyo na psychological first aid. So, we've converted it into a blackboard course din po. So, available po yan sa mga anak ninyo. So, they can reach us through the BBL. They can directly message us. Pwede po dyan. Pwede rin naman po MS Teams or on our email. So, kayo din po, pwede rin po kayong kung may consultation kayong kailangan. So, we can also cater to you, and if you have alumni, students from MCL, we also cater to them kasi nga this is a very difficult time, diba? So, medyo heightened yung ating stress and anxiety level na because of the changes that is going on around us and all that uncertainty. So, ayan po. So, hopefully, magkaroon po tayo ng communication later on.
Mama Beth, question.
Yes po.
Maybe the parents are also curious. Halimbawa ba yung mga activities na to, for example, yung may mga webinars tayo, can they also attend and participate?
For yung mga po kasi sir, may registration po. I think they can register naman po yung mga. For now po kasi, yung for Monday, handled po siya ng Student Council. Sila yung nag-organize. But may registration. I think they can register naman po. Parang open to, naman po yan. Just click the link dun sa registration.
Yan. Can we also, inform the parents para magkaroon din sila in a nutshell? Kasi parang ako naiintindihan ko din yung mga parents na may mga ilan na quite in denial about mental health concerns and challenges that the children are actually experiencing. So, para mas ma-boost natin yung cooperation between the school and the parents, can we give them an overview on tipong what to observe, what to monitor, signs and symptoms, and what are the trigger points for them to seek the help of the CGC?
Okay, so first po, isipin muna natin, let's have a clear mind about mental health and mental illness. No? So magkaiba po yun. Yung iba kasi natatakot pag may mental na, medyo may stigma na agad. No? Yung mental health, that's our everyday coping in our everyday stress, life, okay? So yung mental illness, yun po yung medyo mas complicated that would need further consultation with the doctor, with the mental health professionals, okay? But for us parents, ang titignan po natin sa mga anak natin, first is may bigla ang pagbabago ba sa kanilang behavior, no? Kunyari dati masayahin, tapos all of a sudden hindi na siya masayahin, hindi na siya nag-e-enjoy sa mga dati naman gusto niya ng basketball, gusto niya ng makeup. Ngayon parang wala na siyang gana. So may sudden changes. So that's po 'yon. Sign that baka kailangan ng tulong, no? But hindi naman agad kailangan ng mental health professional, no? Pwede niyo rin pong kausapin yung anak ninyo muna. No? So that would really help, no? Kausapin niyo muna sila kung may problema ba, no? Bakit may sudden changes. So obserbahan niyo po yung mga anak ninyo. You know them better than us, of course. Hindi namin sila kilala o nakikita everyday. So kayo po yung mas mas makakakita kung may pagbabago. Yan. Tapos kung mga nagsasalita about death or dying, so yun po yung pinaka-red flag natin, to avoid suicide. Okay? So, yun po yung, sana wag naman, yun po yung deadly sa mental illness, yung suicide. But suicide is just a symptom of a lot of mental health illnesses. Isa lang po siyang simptomas, pero yun po yung nakakamatay doon. So, yun po yung iingatan natin. So, baka po sobrang hindi natin napapansin yung mga anak natin, na bago na pala yung behavior, nagiging malulungkutin na. May po yan, duration, gaano katagal. Okay? So, anxiety po is very normal for all of us. Lahat po tayo nakaka-experience ng anxiety. No, kung may anxiety disorder, yun po yung kailangan ma-diagnose. So, yun po yung Kaya po kailangan yung magpa-consult sa doctors or first counseling, baka po kaya pa ng counseling. So, I encourage you to encourage your children to seek mental health support po that we are offering.
So thank you. At saka parents, paki-confirm Mama Beth, ang mga hindi lang po mga estudyante ang may mga mental health o may mental health na kailangan i-nurture.
Yes.
So, pati ang mga teachers, pati ang mga school administrators, pati ang mga 17 days pa lang na principal, meron po yung mga mental health challenges, di ba po?
Yes po.
Kaya po
And
gusto
parents also, no?
Yeah, pati parents. Kaya gusto po naming i-communicate as part of the advocacy of the CGC and MCL to promote mental health awareness. And di lang naman bayanihan Heal as One. Pati po yung pagtugon sa mga mental health challenges ay dapat Heal as One din. So, nauunawaan ko po yung mga kagustuhan ng mga parents na pag nag-email, pag tumawag, pag nag-text, pag nag-send ng message ay masagot agad ora-orada. Yan. Kawawa naman din po yung mga guro at yung mga frontliners natin na bagamat gusto nilang sagutin yung mga communications na ito instantly, ay kailangan din pong magpahinga. That's why in our October 10 meeting with the faculty members, I told them that we will be coming up with a guidelines and a memo to be released to the parents and the students about the hours or the schedule that we need to observe in communicating to our teachers. Kasi po, medyo dumadami na rin po yung complaints tungkol dyan sa bagay na yan. And ang nakikita namin upon our root cause analysis was that medyo hindi manage yung expectations. So, ano ba muna yung expectation? So, number 1, ilagyan natin ng declared na oras ng communication at saka mag-agree din po tayo dun sa oras o haba ng time para sila ay makasagot. Yan. So, yung mga emails po na dumadating ng alas 11, sabi ko nga sa mga bata, ako naunawa ko kayo, gusto nyo mag-email ng alas 11. Pero minsan, alas 11 ng hating gabi, pero minsan yung sasagot ay hindi available ng ganong oras dahil natutulog din naman. So, i-manage natin yung expectations. So, ano po yan? Hindi yan instant. Hindi yan instant. Gusto natin na maka-adjust tayo sa bagay na yan, ma-improve natin yung mga shortcomings. Kaya napakalaking bagay po na tayo ay nagpapanapanag po dito. Nagkikita-kita tayo dito virtually sa CyberLounge so that we can lay down the cards, we can talk about things that need to be improved, and we can agree on things that seem to be irreconcilable. So wala naman pong ganun. Pwede naman tayong mag-compromise. Pwede naman nating mag-meet halfway so that kung ano man yung magiging decision, magiging direction will be beneficial to both parties and without compromising the outcomes that our students and the learning process must attain. Yan. So baka maraming parents din ang di pumayag sa face-to-face hanggat may COVID. No comment. Nauunawaan po namin kayo dyan sa bagay na yan. Diba? Kaya nga po hanggang ngayon din, gustuhin man namin na magpapasok, tumanggap ng transactions dito, nililimitahan po natin yan dahil ayaw naman po natin na yung eskwelahan pa ang maging lugar ng infection. Ito naman po ay hindi lang basta sakit na pinag-uusapan, ito po ay pandemic. Kaya minsan yung mga maling desisyon po ay yun po ang magiging dahilan para kumalat at lumaki yung ating problema. And we do not want that to happen. Okay? Kaya ayan po, nakikisimpatya po kami dun sa kagustuhan ng mga magulang. Nare-respeto po namin. We respect your decision if you do not prefer to have face-to-face classes. Kung ganyan po, ay ibig sabihin, nagkakaintindihan tayo that we need to exert a lot of effort to make online learning work for all of us. Okay? Mukhang wala na pong mga katanungan. Ipopost ko na lang po for the last time yung contact information ng senior high school, you can reach us to our mobile helplines and our email address. But yun po, I would like to ask the parents to be reasonable on expecting replies from us. Medyo marami po kayo nare-replyan namin, kaya konting pang-unawa po dun sa part na yon. But you can always be assured that we are doing everything to respond, to attend to your needs para po masettle natin kung ano man po yung kailangang isettle. Yan. So, yan po yung contact information ng senior high school. Meron pa ba tayong other concerns, Teacher Tony? Nasagot ko na yung mga inquiries about the scholarship, exam, about the validation of the voucher,
May nakita lang po ako, sir, kanina question regarding sa schedule.
Yes, go ahead, please.
May nakita lang po akong question regarding sa schedule, kung talaga daw po ba na merong mga classes ng the usual lunch time na 12 o'clock. Kasi sir, di ba ang mga break periods po natin ay in-insert natin strategically, hindi kagaya ng schedule natin nung face-to-face na naka-block siya ng 7 to 11:30 and then meron tayong 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Hindi na po kasi insert po tayo ng mga break times strategically nga po na pwedeng morning snack break and then lunch break. So it's not necessarily 12 o'clock, 12 to 1 po nagpo-fall lagi yung lunch break. So meron talaga pong mga classes na nahahagi po yung 12 o'clock. Siguro po dun sa nagtanong dun sa kung may klase ng 12 o'clock noon, which is usually the family lunch na lunch time. May follow-up po kasi ako doon. Kung yun po kasi ay nag-fall doon sa class schedule na nabigay po doon sa section ng bata at the beginning of the school year, susundin po natin yon yung class schedule na yon. Pero kung ito pong sinasabi nyo na twice na nag-rush yung bata magklase ng around 12 o'clock, kung ito po ay outside the regular class schedule, siguro po it's worth raising it to us. Pwede nyo pong i-email, sabi nga ni Sir James, dun sa email address na pinakita niya, kung ito po ay outside the class hours. Pero kung ito po ay part ng regular class hours na binigay natin at the beginning of the school year, yun po ang sinusunod nating class schedule. Clarification lang po, Sir James, tungkol dun sa class schedule.
Yan. Thank you very much for clarifying the matter. Yan po. So, kagaya po yan, isasali po natin yan doon sa i-improve natin for the coming term. Siyempre, naunawaan naman namin na gusto ninyong sabay-sabay mag-lunch, di ba? So, titingnan po natin kung anong pwedeng gawin dyan. So, yun nga lang po, sinasabi ko nga po is, nung mag-decide po ang Department of Education na fully online ang school year na to, nakapagbigay na po tayo ng mga schedule na i-plancha na po sila in a blended learning mode. Kaya po, wag niyo po sabihin na, bakit niyo binuksan? Hindi pala ready. Hindi po. Yan po ay unti-unti nating ini-streamline. Kasi nga po, kung bigla natin yung ipapasok doon, meron po tayo mga system issues and administrative concerns na baka sa halip na makatulong, ay lalo mo pong makasama doon sa pag-conduct ng classes. So, but be assured that this is noted and we will do something about it. Salamat po for raising that matter on the schedule. And actually, kami pong lahat ay nakatingin din sa schedule. Kaya kahapon po, ang instruction ko sa team ay i-prepare na yung course offerings for the second semester so that we can strategically schedule the classes and the loading of teachers, because as what I have presented in the goals, goal number 3, strategic study and rest program for both teachers and students. Yan. Yeah, pwede po bang mabawasan ng activities? Yan po, inuunti-unti na po yung bawasan. Pero not to the point po na wala nang matututunan yung bata. Kaya sabi ko po ay dapat ano po yan, talagang sa issue na yan may middle ground. Hinay-hinay lang, 'di ba? Sa bagay po na yan, ano lang, anong term ng mga Gen Z diyan? Saks lang. Sakto lang daw dapat. Kasi kung masyadong abrupt yung gusto nating mangyari, baka sa kagaya nga po ng sinabi ko, sa halip na makatulong, eh lalong makasama. Yan. Kung magkakaroon ng face-to-face at online at the same time, ang hirap nun for the teachers, kaya isa lang dapat sa dalawa. May benefit both pero risky talaga sa face-to-face. Yan. Thank you po for raising that point. Noted po yan. Alam po natin talagang mahirap. Kaya po kahit yung mga adjustments natin ay hinay-hinay lang para po ma-maximize po natin kung ano yung meron tayo. But at the same time, we are still achieving the purpose of the learning program and the purpose of the school. Yan. So, mga teachers naman po natin ay supportive po dyan sa bagay na yan. And I think po, kung kayo na po ang nagsasabi na bawasan yung mga activities, talaga naman pong nare-review po yan ng teachers. Sabi ko nga, ako ay nagtuturo din, tandaan po natin, pag konting activities, konti ang chinechekan ng teachers. Kaya po, hindi rin po yun katuwaan sa mga teachers na bigay lang ng bigay ng activities. So, pero ina-recognize po namin yung need na i-review yung workload ng mga students because we do not want them to to be discouraged about learning and parang ang tingin na lang nila sa learning ay burden. We do not want that to happen. And that is one assurance that I want to give the parents today that the administration of MCL is taking a serious look in that matter so that we can improve things. Yeah. So again po, ayan yung ating mga contact information of the senior high school. And please feel free to send us an email if you have important concerns. Okay. So, malapit na pong mag-11:52. Baka mamaya po yun ang i-feedback nyo sa akin na wala ding lunch break ang CyberLounge. So, tutotohanin po natin yung 10 to 12 na time slot for us to discuss relevant issues on the first semester of senior high school. Yun po ay isa pang paalala din. This is the first time that we transitioned senior high school to semestral. Kaya po humihingi po kami ng pangunawa at suporta sa parents na tulungan kami dito sa transition na to. Napakarami pong mga improvements na positive. Sabi ko nga, if we will be doing cost-benefit analysis, mas marami yung benefit kesa sa cost. And I think that's a formula for a good decision. Mas marami yung benefits, lesser cost. So, sana po, sa cooperation ng mga parents and students, mas mapaparami pa natin yung benefits ng ating semestral mode for the senior high school. So, thank you very much, our dear parents. Hindi po dito natatapos ang CyberLounge. Definitely, meron lang pahabol na question. Pa-clarify po kung semestral or trimestral tayo this year. Semestral po ang senior high school. Ayan. Ang college po, trimestral. Kaya wag po kayong malilito kasi kami po ay pinipilit wag malito. Iba po ang kalendaryo ng senior high school at ng college. Okay? So, ang senior high school po ay semestral simula ngayong school year 2020-2021. More power MCL and keep up the good work. Salamat po. Kailangan po namin yan ng mga guro, ng mga empleyado ngayon, yung mga ganyang commendation po. Hindi po perfecto ang sistema, pero nakatutok po tayo para bantayan po ang mga pwede pang ma-improve. At sa proseso po ng pag-i-improve, napalaking contribution po ng parents and students. That's why we need to frequently discuss things and issues so that we can resolve matters and we can get the best out of everything. Maraming salamat po for joining us for CyberLounge this October 17, 2020. As I said, this is not just the first series for this school year. We will be calling again the parents for a series of CyberLounge sessions. So we'll be talking about academic policies, we'll be talking about updates on the senior high school, and we'll be talking about relevant issues that hindi lang academic, kundi yung nakakatulong din sa atin bilang mga parents, bilang mga school administrators, bilang mga teachers. And yung mga students naman po, meron din silang separate campus live program na ginagawa natin remotely because of the pandemic. So thank you very much for joining us. Ingat po kayo and see you po sa mga susunod na series ng CyberLounge. Salamat po, Ma'am Tony, coordinators of the Senior High School, Ma'am Mabet Pransha of the Center for Guidance and Counseling, the admissions team, the Office for Academic Services, Registrar's Office, and the Office for Strategic Partnerships and Global Engagement for joining us for this series of viewpoints and CyberLounge for parents. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat.